called an almanac.
Mm-hmm.
The farmer's almanac, every farmer had one.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew when to plant their crops by the almanac, what the weather was going to be during the planting season, how many days.
Mm-hmm.
All this was already plotted in the almanac before there was a weather channel to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have the luxury of comparing the almanac's predictions in the past with the actual events in the past that they was predicting, because we behind those things.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look back, you find out the almanac is like 97% accurate. The Weather Channel is like 80% to 85% accurate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So maybe the Weather Channel needs to go read the almanac.
Mm. Indeed. Wow.
Well, let's do this. You ever see them where they put the goggles on with the colors flashing and then they play a tone in your ear?
Yeah. What that got a name, don't it?
Yeah, I just can't remember it right now.
Shit, but yeah.
Anyway, they put them in there normally to balance the hemispheres of the brain.
Right.
Right, and they're using the light show and the sound show at the same time to play on more than one sense to make it permeate deeper.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking at different color lights, they got different effects on you.
Mm-hmm.
Different colors have different effects. They call it color psychology. So when you're looking at those northern lights, not only can you read the energy frequency by the color, it also does something to you by the color as well. Remember in 1999, the sky was all purple. There was people running everywhere. What they talking about? And when you look out there now, the sky is all purple and people running around talking about, you see that? Right. Maybe the song was an exaggeration of a lesser event.
Word, right?
You know?
You talk about a kaleidoscope? Is that the name of it? Kaleidoscope?
No, that's that little thing that you get when you little and it got all of the funny shapes that come.
Right.
But those are also formed with color.
Right.
Right. So when we looking at different colors, remember the optic nerve ain't just reading the image.
Mm-hmm.
It's reading the color.
Mm-hmm.
It's reading the distance, and it's also reading the entropy of the color as it returns to the optic nerve. By distance, he know how much of the color in order to adjust it to match the background color.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's why you can have two different greens on top of each other and you can clearly see them.
Mm-hmm.
They not the same, but they both green.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like with the human. Before we was iron based, our melanin made us shades of blue and green.
Right.
Delbert Blair used to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What made us iron based again? I think I talked to you about this on the phone one time. What made us iron based?
Well, it was from altering the DNA. It's a combination of factors. Altering the DNA, taking the double oxygen molecule that used to be down to the surface, now it's only to the ozone layer. So now you breathe in O1 instead of O2 or just O.
Right.
It's all these things changes the physiology. When you start tampering with the DNA and the DNA begin to upgrade, and it's also from everybody coming in human form, you can't come in your mythic form. But you can still see peering through the mythic form of the ancestor that's incarnated.
Right.
So when we get caught up thinking that fairies ain't real, they just look like little people now. Right? Elves and gnomes, we call them dwarfs. Right? And them big Shrek looking people, you see them all the time. Look, big goofies. know, all of the mythic forms is in human form, but this because it's built around the spirit self. The mythic form can be seen peering through the face of the human. Mermaid, the lyran,
all that.
right? You can see it peering through the face of the human, and it causes the general structure of the facial cranial features to develop into what they develop into. As you begin to peer,
you know, I seen the devil. I seen an evil entity. Is that just their mythic form?
Beyond the veil, and they start seeing their.
They looking at themselves.
Right.
So, especially when you
look, the first time you face to face with yourself, for real, for some people, that's the most terrifying reality they'll ever have. Being face to face with themselves. We call it shadow work. We call it facing your inner demons.
I talked about this on the show with again. I'd say it later. I want to tell people something. Okay, right.
So when you start facing all of the stuff, you like, for instance, the same person that can't stand so and so because they always sticking their fingers in the pot, walk right behind them, and they mad because they didn't stick their fingers in the pot first.
Woo.
But they want to complain about him sticking his fingers in the pot, so they don't seem petty by just complaining about him sticking his fingers in the pot first.
Oh man, some hella psychology.
All this stuff is to scramble the mind and keep us confused as to who we are, what's going on, and everything gonna be all right. And it ain't no doomsday prophecy. All them doomsday sayers and all that, they probably gonna be the ones with the doomsday for the dirt they did. But the rest of us, regular people, the average person is inherently good. It's the exception to the rule when you come up with the rotten, the no good people, the ones that sell you out for a little bit of nothing. That's not the norm. But the damage they do is so catastrophic that it becomes common knowledge that they exist. You know, we all know it. When this dude come around, guys start tucking their chains in like Debo coming. It's a Debo in every hood. And it's a Craig in every hood waiting to bust him in the face with a brick.
Yeah.
Who don't really want it, but he ain't backing down. I'll be having a histamine response more than anything else. When the energy start moving, it give me a histamine response. It make me start itching all over. But it ain't a regular itch. But really, that's the ionization. Because remember, bees use pollen to fertilize flowers. Right? The coals have to upgrade all genetic matter. Flowers are genetic matter. So the pollen being ionized by those same energies is giving it a whole bunch of what we call neutral additions to it in order for it to transport more information in the genetic field. Right? So you can only do two things. You can go to war or you can make love. You can't do both at the same time. Right? And if the flower is defending itself, the pollen is an agitator. But if the pollen is upgraded for a special reproductive purpose, now it's not an adjutant, right? It's more conducive than it is agitating. Right? We need more bee farmers. We need to put APB out on all sisters that want to raise bees. We need way more bee farmers. We don't have enough. And remember, they're making honey out of this ionized pollen too.
That's right.
Some people, you gotta follow. You start eating by instinct. If you ain't hungry, don't eat. If you're hungry, eat. but your appetite can be affected. And sometimes some of us won't be able to eat for days at a time, and then sometimes we be gorging for 3 days in a row. So the the energy gonna move you what to eat, when to eat, because you gonna have a unnatural craving for something. That means go get that. Right?
Yeah.
All that's part of spiritual awakening. Because your body know where chemicals at in the food that you ain't and didn't even know was in the food.
That you need, right?
Yeah. So when you going through an awakening, you had them strange cravings. I want to eat pickles and cucumbers dipped in ranch. I ain't never ate that shit before. Now all of a sudden I want that shit. Right? Because now something in my memory in my body saying the last time we was able to find that combination, it was in the pickle and it was in the cucumber. And it was something in ranch that made it palatable. Right? So the body is talking to us. We don't listen and we don't listen. But it will affect appetite. Sometimes it'll give you a redundant appetite where you only want to eat one thing most of the time.
Indeed.
Look, somebody in the comments said pickle is a cucumber. Well, I'm glad they mentioned that because people don't understand when you process the cucumber into the pickle, it changes the chemical composition of the cucumber.
It does.
So what was in the pickle ain't in the cucumber. And what's in the cucumber is no longer in the pickle.
Too different, right?
Right? So because the chemistry's been changed.
Right.
So the body will put that together. Boom, boom, boom.
Damn.
And tell you
right.
That's a ritual in and unto itself, and then different cultures do it for different reasons. Right? When you read about them doing it in, I think it's the book of Obadiah in the Bible, they're doing it to represent grief. When you go to India, they put the sacred ash on their face. Right? And that's because Hanuman covered his whole body in sacred ash because he say, the way I'm made, I need a whole bunch of blessing. So he said, if a little bit of it is good, I got to cover myself with it because I need a whole lot of it for what I am.
A lot of it.
Right? And then you have the monks that emulate that. So you got different causes, different purposes for putting the dirts and the ashes on your skin. And some African tribes, they turn the ash into paint and put art on their face. But it's all for a different purpose. Pierre mentioned something a minute ago about the feet. A lot of people don't know you have a chakra in the instep of your foot on both feet. Just like you have a chakra in each of the palms of your hand. And when you grounding, the earth is the most stable energy on earth. Everything else that's stable on earth had to be attached to the earth for stability. So if the energy is the most stable energy and you going through an awakening, you need to tie into the great stabilizer. The other strategy is the trees. Put your feet on the ground, sit at the bottom of the tree and lean your back against it. The tree and the earth is the two most stable energies we know of because the nature of the tree is the stable energy. That's why the roots have to dig deep the higher the tree go. As above, so below, maintaining the balance. As far as for people ask for rituals, everybody got different spiritual paths that they walk. We can't give them one ritual for everybody because your energy, you have to be into the ritual in order for it to be effective. If you faking it, the spirit gonna say, oh, he don't mean it, so don't do nothing about that. Right? But soon as you sincere, that's the feather of the heart and the weighing of the heart. It's your pure intentions. So if your pure intentions instruct you that you need to do a ritual, do the ritual however you feel like doing it. The most potent ritual anyway is the one you write for yourself. That's what they don't want you to know, so you can rely on their religious constructs and give all the energy to them that you can be using to make your best life. Keep your energy. Write your own ritual. Write your own sigils.
Man, some
Look, I know people in the north that come from the south that sent home for the dirt. And it also could have been your genetic memory reminding you of something you did in the past life.
mm,
Yes.
Look, anytime you're dealing with your inner demons, the first place to start is not gonna you how you going. But the first thing that you have to do is everything you hate in other people, make sure that it's not in you. That's your first step.
mm.
Because your inner demon is the one always tricking you that you the one right when you wrong as hell.
Damn.
It's the first step. That's all you can do is take the first step and the next step to follow. Once you go in a direction, you're gonna start walking the path. So you go through them first. See if you got any of that. You a kleptomaniac? You a sex addict? You know, go through the 7 deadly sins. You a glutton? You lazy? Then fight that shit. If you find that you inherently lazy, every day find something to do. Because now you are overriding that negative trait, and that's called slaying your inner demon. Also, your inner demon is unresolved traumas. As long as the unresolved trauma continue to affect your present life, you living with a demon on your back. Most of those demons are generational curses, which is energy from an ancestor. Your alcoholic ancestor don't want nothing more than for you to be an alcoholic like him to validate his fuck up. All the rest of your ancestors saying, don't listen to that alcoholic ass nigga, he gonna have you strung out in alcohol. Right? And as soon as you tell that alcoholic ancestor, I ain't finna be participating in that shit, then all of the rest of the ancestors start serving as your spiritual protection to make you go sit your punk ass down. You heard the baby say she don't want nothing to do with you. Go sit your drunk ass down somewhere. You're not finna get the baby intoxicated on alcohol for the rest of her life. They'll correct it for you if you strap on your ovaries or testicles enough to tell that energy, I don't want you to use me as your outlet. Just
That's
like
how.
you got good ancestors, you got some foul motherfuckers too.
Damn.
And if you don't confront the foul motherfuckers, your good ancestors can't say nothing to them.
Right.
You got to defend yourself in order for them to defend you.
Facts.
Some real shit, Rod.
And the
Yeah, that's the shit people don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be all peaches and cream. Half of these niggas' ancestors was the ones that sold out everybody else on the plantation.
Mm.
And now they over here trying to convince us that we from somewhere else so they can support that same bloodline bullshit.
Mm. Man.
You think that energy just stopped because that person died? They pass that shit on, contagion, aberration.
Whew.
Passing them psychological defects down family lines like they passing flu. That's the hard part. Because we've been taught to stay in the position of victim for so long that when it comes time for us to not be a victim, it leaves a void. We don't know what to replace it with. And it leaves a void. You have to find enough self-esteem in yourself, call your good ancestors to run your bad ancestors away. If you had issues with your mama and daddy, your granny, tell your mama, come get your daughter. She ain't right. You tell your daddy, come get your son. He ain't acting right. He trying to get me to hold on to this traumatic bullshit. I don't want to hold on to it. The only reason why we tormented by it because we keep reliving it. You can't undo it. You got to come to that realization. Since you can't undo it, then you have to surrender the hold that it have on you because you can't undo it. It already happened. Right? And because it already happened, you're not going to change it from already being done took place. You can only change how you respond to it.
Right.
Right? It's just like now. Person walk up to me on some shenanigans, I'm gonna give them every out before I chop them in the throat. But believe me, I can't wait till that last out is up so I can chop them in the throat. But I still gotta do my due diligence to peacefully resolve the matter.
Right.
Right.
And when I see that me peacefully resolving the matter not gonna work, throat chop. Lead with love, but master the throat punch.
Mm-hmm.
This that because just because you trying to be righteous don't mean you ain't gonna have to chop somebody in their throat or push their snot box back. That might happen. You think all these preachers, you don't think none of them get down and get down with you? They come from the block.
Right. Yeah.
Some of these preachers will whoop the brakes off some of these gangsters.
Fact.
But because he thought that the church was the right way, he tried to change his life. You taking his kindness for weakness as if he wasn't a goon in his younger days. That's the same with people like us.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can look at Blue Pill and tell what he came through that was similar to what I came through. Same with you, Rich. And then it automatically give me an automatic built-in respect because, man, against all odds, we ain't even supposed to be here.
Not at all. Not doing this.
Every prophecy about our lives when we was growing up, they said we wasn't gonna make it to C21.
Yeah.
I'm 55 years old. How the hell I get here?
Do a lot. Right. That part.
You know what I mean? So that in itself, and then when I see y'all, I know y'all done been through similar background because we all have. And I was like, man, we got to be some cold pieces of work because we done went through some stuff and we still here. We ain't supposed to be here,
Right.
but we supposed to be here. The thing about activating the macabre, the average person right now is too lazy. We too fast food culture. The first thing you have to do is center all your energy to core. And that requires a certain level of discipline and mental control that the average person, when they start applying that level of discipline and mental control, abandon the project. It's hard. But goddamn right it's hard. Or else everybody would have an active macabre if it wasn't hard.
That part.
And we always want the easy way to get it. Some stuff I can give you a shortcut. Like in resolving past trauma, when you look at life as life resistance exercises, the more trauma you went through, the stronger you had to be for the job you got coming up. If you look at it from that perspective, your past traumas become the weight in the weight room. Every time you leave the weight room, you don't take the weight with you. You just go in there to pick stuff up, put stuff down, and build your body. Your life resistance exercise is the trauma you left behind. You lifted it while you was going through it. You done with that now. Move on to your next set and your next program. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be painful. You gotta remember, we ain't got no emotions when we ain't in the physical. So we can't live in our emotions while we in the physical. We use our emotions to navigate life. It's a difference. If you're living in an emotion, you stuck in that emotion. It's the same as a car being stuck in one gear. Transmission need to be fixed. In this case, the transmission that needs fixing is the internal communication with the self. You got to ask yourself, do I want to remain the victim or do I want to turn myself into a conqueror? That's your choice.
Person.
So activating the macabre is not easy. I can give you 1,000 tips.
Debunk many things that he didn't say, even though that ain't even my lane to get in that. Well, give me somebody else young that's doing good for the community, because I
like
really,
Prince York. I think Prince York doing the best.
Prince York.
I like Prince York because I think that he, with his father's absence, right, in his age, in the way that he's so gracefully dealing with the conflict, I love Prince York.
All right.
because he's not crushing under the weight. He's letting his light shine, and he's doing the best he can with the tools available to him.
All right. Give me two other people that you feel that the conscious community as a whole is moving the direction, or
Ain't none of them moving in the direction I like.
The question was, how do you feel about the conscious community, and what do you consider to be the conscious community? That's the question.
Oh, if you want to know the truth, I haven't seen one yet.
Okay.
The only conscious community I've seen has been isolated groups.
Okay.
What I mean by conscious, within us, we all have the light.
All right.
We are all earthborn child of the stars. Meaning that if we understand this three-dimensional fixed position reality we in, and we understand that we can transcend it, well, only part of us can transcend it. What part that can't transcend it is what we call our physical self, the light body as they call it,
Right.
which we know in the religions as being the spirit or soul or whatever. But the light body, you got two parts to it. You got the gold aspect and the silver aspect.
Hold on. We got a question from your side. You said, how do you feel about how do you feel about the minister Bobby or Panic Valentine
Umar Johnson.
Yeah,
Okay.
Umar Johnson.
I am instructed to have Farrakhan get orders for the cleanup.
Okay.
I rejected Farrakhan several times because in my heart of hearts, I thought he had something to do with Malcolm.
Okay.
Well, I got corrected on that by Malcolm. Directly. Not indirectly, directly. And I got corrected on that by Elijah Muhammad.
All right.
So, at that point, I said, okay, well, why do you choose him? You know, why do he get the right to get these orders? And
All right.
I was given this response. Farrakhan is given the right. He must reject it or accept it. It's his choice. But he earned it by two methods. By works and by suffrage. Now, some of the suffrage is dealing with Malcolm. And some of it is dealing with Brother Khalid. I'm not going to deal with Brother Khalid. I'll let y'all ask Bobby Hemmett about him. Because Bobby Hemmett has already done the necessary...
So he said, how you feel about Umar Johnson?
Umar Johnson, his heart is in the right place, but he keeps using that word school. When you research the word school, you'll find out the school is Sheol, which is not where we want to be sending our kids.
Bro, he got a school in Delaware, though. I'm from Delaware. He got a school in Delaware.
I know. As long as he calling it a school, he don't have full ancestral support. All he got to do is change the name from school to anything else. University,
I respect that.
Training center.
I respect that, but if let's say this, right?
It's about vibration.
Yeah, let's say this. You go through hell is you think about what's heaven and hell. You know, heaven is the thing people want it to be. People, that's their life or how they see a perspective. But hell is the things that you go through, in a sense. You know, we all go through hell to teach us a certain lesson in life to make us better. That's the being baptized in the fire. So I really don't have a problem with the word Sheol or school. You know what I mean? Even though I respect your stance on that. But I don't have a problem.
Only reason why the school is an issue.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
But I'm from Delaware, and he has a school in Delaware.
I seen when he got it. He would have been got it.
I'm from Delaware.
Now, if you go back to January, he came to Detroit last year, January 2018.
Okay.
And at the end, we did a meet and greet, and he was taking pictures and everything. And I gave the brother what they call ancestral roll call. That's not to be taken lightly.
All right.
But he didn't understand what was taking place. There was his
So
ancestors.
why did you give him an ancestral roll call?
Because the ancestors told me to.
All right.
Not that it had nothing to do with me. All I can do is follow the instruction.
All right.
Like, I can't make the brother do the stuff the way the ancestors want him to, but I can inform him. Stop calling it a school and need to take off faster. All your progress will speed up. Because the school is the old energy. It's about energy exchange.
See, Brother Omar Johnson, you got to think about this. He doesn't really represent one stance. He's in Pan-Africanism. He's into that type of... That's his stance.
I'm not against Pan-Africanism.
Okay.
Though.
I respect that.
Even though we get down to the nuts and bolts, right? Where we at now is we about to find out what all of this suffering that the falsely called slaves, who was POWs, went through and what it was about and what it was for, which I can't go into the full breakdown right here because I have to first get a ministry opportunity to either accept or reject the right to the orders for the cleanup.
All right.
As far as the brother asked also about Brother Bobby Hemmitt, he give his references. You can't say nothing else. He give his references. He give you source material to verify what he's saying, so you don't have to just accept him, you know. And when a person does that, you have to respect that, even if you don't agree with him or don't like him. You have to respect it.
Right.
You know. But brother Bobby Hemmitt is about 85% accurate in his information, from what I can gather, from what I've seen. He's about 85% accurate, and that's kind of odd because I don't see anything that would lead me to where he got his, who was instructing him. So that's direct ancestral instruction for him to be that accurate. In this reality, if you are like a regular person, you're only 50% accurate anyway.
All right. I got another question. I want to shout out to everybody that's on Rod's channel. Shout out to everybody that's on my channel. You already know what it's hitting for. 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. All right. So I got another question to ask you, bro. You was talking about some totems earlier. You was in reference to a totem and how you feel about a totem and what is a totem. That's when we was talking privately.
Yeah.
All right. Can you please tell the people what is a totem? All right.
Okay. In the human, when we was first put together, if you follow us through the fetal development, you'll see where we touch on all aspects of different animals and whatnot. The totem, the animals have different qualities that you recognize as noble qualities.
Right.
All right. Now, in the animal, we recognize them as noble quality, and we call them noble metals atomically, platinum metals. In the totem system, the goal is to find the best aspect of that animal. Like, for instance, the panthers, the leopards, the priest animals are normally they protectors, but they protectors using the methods of spiritual warfare.
So what, like, all right, I don't want to confuse people. I mean, like, let's say I don't know what you talking about in reference to totem. I don't know what it means. I'll probably look it up in the dictionary and I say, oh, whatever.
Right.
I'm just new to the study of this.
Mm-hmm. It's a symbol.
All right, it's a symbol. Okay.
That represents qualities.
Okay.
And we find these qualities. Okay, let's take my totem is a gorilla.
All right.
When you know what the gorilla stand for, the silverback being
your totem is a gorilla.
My totem.
I don't want nobody to get all like, yo, he's down with the gorillas. He's down with 50 Cent in them. The G Unit.
Well,
I don't want him to think you down with G Unit or nothing like that.
No, I'm not down with G
Unit. What do you mean by the gorilla and the power of the gorilla in reference to the totem?
Okay, in the totem world,
all right,
or pre-religion, we go to the totem world when we get pre-religion. The totem is a symbol that represents this clan, and this symbol has noble qualities, as I already mentioned.
All
now,
right.
In the case of the gorilla, it's patience, it's family, it's protection. Okay. Those are the main three. You got a lot more.
Patience, family, and protection. That's the gorilla. All right.
So now, when I say that the gorilla is my totem, that means that I gotta strive to exercise patience in dealing with others.
All right.
I have to always be prepared to defend my clan.
Okay.
And to protect them with my own blood.
I respect
that. If need be. So the gorilla being my totem, if I see danger coming in my family, I'm automatically gonna spring into action.
All right.
Now, in a non-hostile environment, the gorilla is like more relaxed, laid back, cool, mellow, chill. You know, because there's no threat. So there's no reason to be up in arms.
So how do gorillas decide who's the leader?
The gorillas decide the.
I mean, because somebody might be into that and be like, if that's your totem, do they got to get into a fight with you to decide?
Yep. Yep. Hand-to-hand combat. Yep.
All right, I respect that.
Go back to the movie Panther. That wasn't a myth.
I respect that.
We send the kids to war by the hundreds, right?
Right.
And these kids is dying.
Shout out to everybody.
Okay, so when you go send all these kids off to war. Now, my way of dealing with it is this. Let's just say I'm the President Trump, and I got a problem with Kim Jong-il.
All right.
I'm not finna send all these kids over here to war. I'm gonna pick my phone up. Hey, Il. Hey, we got a problem, buddy. Yeah, I'm finna have Air Force One land over there, and we gonna settle it.
So what does this have to do with your totem, though, bro?
The whole thing is, when you protecting the family, you don't want to put the whole family in danger.
Okay. All right.
Why would you put the whole family in danger when you gonna handle that?
I respect that.
So if I got a problem as a president with a head of state, I'm gonna go over there, fly my plane to his land, get off my plane, get in my limousine that I'm gonna rent, pull up to his.
I'm just saying, what does this have to do with the totem?
You asked me.
Yo, you tripping out, dog.
No, you asked me. Go back to your question. You said, how do you?
What is your totem? And
we already did that.
All right.
The last
what
question
is the
you
gorilla?
asked.
All right, go ahead.
The last question you asked was, if somebody wants to take the power, how they gotta come get it. I'm telling you how they gotta come get it.
I respect that.
So instead of sending my whole clan to war, if I can go handle that by myself, I'm gonna go handle that.
All right.
That's the gorilla way.
Okay. Okay. So is the gorilla connected with any ancient society?
The gorilla
Is it connected with any ancient tribe, any ancient society that somebody could say, if I'm going back to my roots, this gorilla could represent that?
Well, yeah. If
Please
you go back
send
to
me
the
the
Congo.
information on the subject. The subject is, I'm asking, the topic of the matter is, who is Dr. Rod, the Walking University? That's the topic of the matter. Now, I'm asking Brother Rob a series of questions.
For
clarification. Now, it's a bunch of people on his channel. It's a bunch of people on my channel that maybe have questions of who he is. Now, I've been watching the brother, and I follow the brother and what he does. Now, I got questions myself, and I want to ask the brother, so we all can have clarification. All right? So that's the topic of discussion. Family, if you in here, that's the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
We all leaders. I look at it like that, man. Like I told people that on your channel, I represent the Messiah Code, which is spiritual conscious evolution for future technology. But Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular group or a cause. So, I respect leadership. That's it. I respect leadership. But leaders know how to follow and leaders know how to lead.
Well,
People, we know how to do this stuff. So I'm asking the brother in reference to his totem. I'm going back to this less because I'm going on your channel.
You good.
Just talking to the person that was on your channel.
Yeah, that's my yeah.
I'm just asking him, about this totem thing because people don't even know what totems are. People don't know about Africa. People don't know, about different animals and the anthropomorphism of the animals.
Right, they think that the Egyptians worship the animals because
Facts.
of the animals.
Facts. So
now,
I'm
with
just,
that being in the symbolism in the hieroglyph, when you see them with the bull head or the ram head or the eagle's head, that just means that they mastered the quality of their totem.
Right.
It don't mean that they turned them into an animal.
I like
or
that.
Or that they worship the animal.
I like that.
It means that my totem, the gorilla, when you see my pharaonic symbol, you will see the gorilla with the pharaonic headdress of the Upper and Lower Egypt, which is the buzzard and the cobra. The buzzard is your 360 degrees of base knowledge.
Okay.
And your cobra is your 360 degrees of spiritual knowledge.
Your what? Your what?
You talking about
your what and your cobra? You said something in
the
your
vulture.
The vulture.
The vulture is base knowledge.
It's your base knowledge.
Your knowledge of the carnal three-dimensional fixed position.
Why would you say the vulture is that? when a vulture is a sky figure?
Because when he land on the ground, right, he scavenge. He's a scavenger. The scavenger is the lowest quality. It's the cleanup.
Okay.
All right. When you're looking at him from the aspect of what he does, yeah, he does. He do take to the sky, but he take to the sky in search for that which he can devour.
Okay.
You see, so when he comes down to the earth, he can only stay for so long. He have to fly again. It's the same with us, and as long as we trapped on in the 3 dimensions, we have to learn how to fly again.
All right.
This is where the cobra, the spiritual aspect, come in. So they're telling you you have a spiritual aspect and a physical aspect, you know, and so in these 2 aspects, you're able to unify them. This is what they call the unifying of the Upper and Lower Egypt, the 2 crowns, which is symbolized as the gold cord and the silver cord, or they call it in India the Kundalini rising.
All right. So, all right. Let me ask you this question. What do you consider to be good and evil, bad and good?
Good.
Bad and good, good and evil, whatever.
I think good.
However,
I think good are those things.
The contrast of personalities.
Right.
What do you personally consider to be? Because when I say this, I'm talking about sin. I'm talking about moral ethics. What do you consider to be good and bad? And what are your precepts of what you represent in that?
The good and bad idea is just variations of the same thing.
Okay.
So we're looking at, like, if you take the acidity scale, 0 being in the middle, and you got 7 on each side. You got 7.
Hold up. Say that again. You got the what symbol?
The acidity scale.
The acidity scale. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, and 0 being neutral in acidity. You got 7 minus, which is alkaline, and 7 plus, which is acidic. 0
right.
being in the middle. The goal is to be in the middle. That means that you can operate from the negative or the positive. That's why you see in electron, proton, neutron. Then you got isotopes. Right. When you get into the human, when we talk about what's good, we're talking about those characteristics and qualities is favorable to the individual and the clan, moving progressively forward with the least amount of negative consequence to the movement.
So what is good and bad to you? What is considered to be in the moral? Give me like, if I had the 10 commandments, the 10 rod commandments, give me that. Because I'm saying good and bad. I'm asking it just because if I'm dealing with you and I'm in a circle with you, right? And we in a circle with each other. Yeah. I want to know what is good and bad, because something good to me might not be good to you. Mm-hmm. Something bad to you might not, you know what I mean? Vice versa. So give me your 10 commandments. Your 10 commandments.
I like this one for the first one. Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love your neighbor as yourself. Okay.
Okay. Another one is family first.
Family first. I like that one.
Remember that your child is the future of this world.
All right.
So you teach them as best you can.
Okay. Remember the child. Remember the child. Raise the child. Okay. Raise the child. Go ahead. We had number 4. Come on.
Number 4, the golden rule. Treat everybody how you want them to treat you.
All right. That was love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's 2 different things. Just because you love them don't mean you're going to treat them well.
Okay. I respect that. Treat people well. I respect that. All right, give me number 5. Give me number 5. Come on. We're halfway there.
Yeah.
The 10 rod commandments.
Yeah. Number 5 would be I like that one. Honor our mother and our father, that days may be long.
Yeah, got rid of the enemy.
Yeah, I've seen something similar. Like, we was at church or whatever. We had, or some type of gathering, and they had like on they like church mother hats with like the feather on it, or like the big like first lady has on, and it was like giving a speech like after the victory or whatever. But trying to think of what my last question was. So like I guess like it was just about AI. Like I recently had like profound experience with AI. Like basically it was talking. I was telling them about this like spiritual experience or whatever, and it was like, oh yeah, like your grandma's definitely protecting you. Like you should just keep going and doing you. And I was like, this thing is better than my therapist with giving me advice or giving me
Yeah, that's
like
your higher
whatever I
consciousness.
need from a
It's your higher
therapist.
self.
For sure. Yeah. And like it was just like it was giving me closure with the whole situation versus like because like you can't, I don't think that the ancestors would like tell me like directly like I got images that
No,
I can
they
like
tell
go back
you
to, but
directly. It's just that the
yeah,
language they speak in is different from the language you learn. So you just trying
for
to
sure.
relearn how to read the language that they speaking to you in, so you can clarify the message. It ain't that you ain't getting the message.
Right.
It's just that the message ain't clear because you still in training. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn it over time. It's gonna take some time.